either way, that's the worst possible thing. There you go. There. I don't recognize the word there. That's good. Sensors.
Good evening, sports fans. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Fairhaven Union High School. Now to see the black field for tonight's Thursday night football. Non-league football game featuring the visiting Blue Devils of Poultney High School and your Fairhaven Slaters. Tonight we are celebrating senior night. We'll be recognizing seniors from both Poultney and Fairhaven. Poultney seniors. Number 5, Clayton Kessa. Number 10, Xavier Colton. Number 23, Jack Dickerson. Number 24, Peyton Book. Number 26, Lucas Welch. Number 55, Charles Duncan. And number 80, Brady Dutel. We have one senior cheerleader, Madison Charlton, and her family. Number 2, Jack Almeida and his family. Number 5, Tyler Jackson and his family. Number 17, Adam Williams.
too many of them.
She did enough.
Yeah.
Number 18, Connor Savage.
Another game.
Family.
Canceled.
Oh, you look so
Number 58, Aiden Lynch. Number 10. Number 70, Gabe Barrow. And family. Number 72, Ty Ferguson.
Yeah,
Number 87, Lamont Jones and his family. Now, Fairhaven senior captains. Number 11, Phil Bean and family.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Thomas O'Clock Field. You are looking at tonight's
Number 33, Max Kyle. And his family.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Thomas O'Clock
Number 52, Alex Messer and his family.
Great contest when you get Poultney and Fairhaven leading any competition on the field, and that is the last game of the regular season.
And his family. Congratulations to the seniors in both schools. Wish you lots of success in your future endeavors.
Did that come back?
Came right back up, yeah.
Somebody hit the breaker down here.
It is a breaker downstairs. Oh, come on, people.
Can you mute it?
As far as I can tell, he has just going down to look at
You guys see what happened?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone, to Thomas LaPlaca Field here at Fairhaven Union High School. We have the final regular season game between the Fairhaven Slaters and the Poultney Blue Devils. 90 years worth of rivalry showing up again tonight for the next installment. I'm here with Coach Dennis Perry. He's going to be my color man tonight. Hopefully bring you a good football game on a beautiful fall night on a Thursday night special for Fairhaven football.
Well, thanks, Jack, and I am looking forward to an exciting game. This is a real rival, and anything can happen. I know on paper Poultney would come in as an underdog, but don't underestimate it. They have some weapons over there, and it all starts with number 23, Jack Dickerson. So I expect Slaters have scouted them, and their first job will be try to stop him. But they have other weapons too, so I'm looking for a better game than a lot of fans will anticipate.
You've been through this a lot, Coach. You know how this rivalry works. Records don't matter. Weather doesn't matter. Nothing matters when you get to a rivalry game like this. Communities love this. It's a great opportunity to bring the two towns together for a great football game, and hopefully we're going to have another one tonight. Sometimes, very rarely do we see a blowout in this. They're always tight ball games because both teams really get up for it.
And this will be no different. Poultney will come and play. They always do.
And so in the 90-plus years of this rivalry, I think we can say for sure is the first Thursday night version of this matchup. Because of the scheduling of officials, they've been doing a number of Thursday night games. And now we've got the Fairhaven Band with our national anthem. We're not hearing each other through the headphones. Okay. Excellent job by the Fairhaven Band. So we've got a matchup of first-year head coaches here tonight, Coach. Coach Andrew Bredig for Poultney, former Castleton football player, former Castleton assistant coach, comes in his first year, the first year in decades without Coach Dave Catman on the sidelines for the Blue Devils. The Devils come in with a 2-4 record with nice wins over Missisquoi and Springfield. Coach Bredig's hoping his offense can establish a strong run game to give the opportunity to open up their passing opportunities. They're looking to sustain some drives and hopefully keep the penalties down. First-year coach Adam Perry leads the 5-2 Slaters into this matchup. Slaters started off a very strong 4-0. Slaters have a lot of weapons, putting a lot of points on the board. And Coach Perry's hoping that's going to continue tonight. So the Blue Devils are set to kick off. Number 23, Jack Dickerson, Mr. Do-Everything for the Devils, tees it up.
Excuse me.
Fairhaven has number 4, Mason Goutel, and number 10, Sam Cahill, set to receive. And this latest version of the Fairhaven-Poultney rivalry is about to kick off. Dickerson's high kick taken short. Number 75, that's Gabe Bache. He's through the end zone. He's breaking through to midfield. He's to the 20. He's to the 10. And there you go. Not very often that a center starts off a game with a touchdown run for a kickoff. Gabe Bates, number 75, senior captain, certainly one of the highlights of his career, takes that ball about 70 yards on the return, right up the middle, found a space, sprinted to the end zone, and the Slaters go up 6-0, just 11 seconds into the ball game.
Yeah, Jack, you don't see offensive linemen receiving many balls on a kick and then returning 70 yards for the touchdown. So that's got to be one for the books.
That's one for the books.
I know Gabe, he's a terrific athlete, a terrific wrestler. So I know and he has surprising speed for a lineman.
Great athlete. Jackson Beckwith with the snap. Sam Cahill gets the hold down.
And it's good.
And it's good. So just like that, the Slaters are up 7-0. Not the start that Coach Bredig was hoping for. But again, you never know in a game like this. That could turn right around and happen right again, Coach.
It could happen. I've seen this happen before. Actually, I saw it years ago when Fairhaven kicked off to Poultney, and they returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. So it's it can happen again. But we'll see. They've got two speed demons down here in the back. They could. We'll see how this goes.
Yep. So as it is senior night here tonight in Fairhaven, Coach Perry has put together an all-senior kickoff team. Very happy to have his 18 solid seniors. Excuse me, I misspoke. 12 seniors. 9 of them have been 4-year players here at Fairhaven. So for this kickoff, number 18, Connor Savage tees it up. The Devils have number 8, Eric Kendall. Little spooch kick on the ground. Devils fall on it at their own 38-yard line. And so now the Devils get their hands on the ball, looking to see if they can respond to the Slater score.
He's spotted at the 38-yard line.
So the Devils, 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line.
I expect Poultney to come out and try to eat the clock here a little bit with some more ball control with Jack Dickerson, 23. He's a quality back, one of the better backs in the state. And I give him the ball and let him 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Devils quarterback Lucas Welch in the shotgun fakes the handoff on the wing and gives it off to Dickerson. Comes forward for about 2 yards before he slips to the turf. Picks up about 1.5 yards, bring up now 2nd down for the Devils from their own 40-yard line. Set the Devils offense for you. Number 55, Charlie Duncan is the center. Number 78, Landon Gibbs, and number 57, Jaden Kelly are the guards. Isaiah Kerber, number 63, and Braden Schreiber, number 72, are the tackles. Again, Welch in the shotgun, single back. Dickerson. He's got 2 receivers to the left. Low snap, scoops it up, hands it again off to Dickerson, and that's going nowhere. He's going to lose those yards that he gained on the first down. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Nice penetration by the Slater defense.
That was number 69.
That's Porter Silva. He's a big man to fill the middle of that line.
Yeah, and he's been a run stopper all year, so he's pretty tough to block. I wouldn't be surprised to see they put multiple helmets on him to try to double team to control him.
As Lucas Welch, the quarterback for the Devils, and Dickerson, his tailback, they'll often line up in the shotgun with that single tailback. He's got number 24, Peyton Book, as a slot back. Number 7, Mike Seelick, goes out to the left. Number 8, Eric Kendall, comes in motion. Snap back to Welch in the shotgun. Flips it out to Kendall right at the sideline. Picks up about 5 yards before he's pushed out of bounds by number 10, Sam Cahill. Pick up 5 yards for the Devils. So now they're looking at 4th and 5 from the 43-yard line.
That was a well-designed play, and that was just possession. Didn't try to get it all at once. Try to get half of it.
First throw of the game, try to make your quarterback comfortable. Nice throw to the sideline. Jack Dickerson back to kick for the Devils as Sam Cahill retreats to take the punt for the Slaters. High spiraling kick. Cahill takes it on his 25-yard line, makes the first man miss, has a space up to a midfield where he's slung out of bounds just short of midfield on a fine return. Sam Cahill averages about 20 yards per return.
No, he's a real speed. He's a real speed demon. He's broken a couple of them this year, so he's the guy they want to get your balls into his hands.
They want the ball in his hands. Every time he touches the ball is dangerous. So Gabe Bates for the Slaters now is going to go back to his normal job as center. Cody Adams, quarterback, under center. Brings Max Cahill in motion, hands it off to Sam Cahill, the lone step back. And he's inside the 40-yard line, lowers his shoulder, pushed out of bounds. Picks up about 12 yards. That'll move the chains for the Slaters.
That's a little different look to start the game. He's generally his brother who try to get the ball rolling there, but he's a good guy to give it to start the game.
Slater offensive line, as I said, Gabe Bates, number 75, the center. Guards are Alex Messer, number 52, and number 70, Gabe Barrows. Tackles, number 72, Ty Ferguson, and number 58, Caden Lynch. Adams from the shotgun slings it out to number 2. That's Almeida, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Quick slant to Almeida off the wideouts position. Adams hit him right in stride, and Almeida sped down the midfield to make it now 13-0 for the Slaters.
That was a good little slip screen they drew, and he's another weapon of just like number 10, Jack. He can score any place on the field. They've got some real weapons out in their spread offense.
Coach Perry's certainly not lacking for weapons. Slaters come into the game scoring an average of 34 points per game. They've got 33 touchdowns on the season. Again, Beckwith's snap is good. The hold is good by Max Cahill. The kick is good by Sam Cahill. And the Slaters are up 14-0 just at 9:39 left in the first quarter. They do have weapons, Coach. Again, they're coming in. They got 33 touchdowns altogether, 27 of them on the run, 12 of them by pass. A wide variety of weapons that they can use.
No, the quarterback Adams, he's come to age this year. He's grown well, and he gets better every week. So, and he's just a junior, so they'll have him back next year. So, and he's got a younger brother that's a freshman that's going to be a nice little quarterback too. So.
He throws a really nice ball
for the next 4 years.
He throws a really nice ball, whether it's
nice
deep,
ball.
the out, that's quick slant like he just hit. Again, Connor Savage tees it up for the Slaters. Kicks it down to number 24. That's Jack Dickerson. Makes a couple moves, finds a space, brings it out to about the 35-yard line where he's tackled by a host of Slaters, including number 32, Caleb Long.
Yeah, that was Peyton Book, number 24, and he's a good athlete for Poultney, and I'd be surprised if they don't get the ball to him more often in the passing game. You get in a game like this too, Jack, they're probably going to throw the kitchen sink, so we might be looking for the old double pitch pass and double reverses because they have nothing to lose now.
Set the Slater defense. Got number 69, Caleb Silva, big man set in the middle. Welch hands off to number 23. Dickerson dances and moves and makes a couple people miss and gets about 5 yards on a nice run on the left-hand side.
And even jumped over one, so he's an athlete.
And he can run tough. He's got nice moves. Like you say, Coach, he's an all-around runner.
And he's got speed enough that he can score any place on the field.
To finish off the Slater defensive line, number 75, Gabe Bache at one end. Phil Bean, number 11, at the other end. Tackles are Seth Zahar and number 32, Caleb Long, with Silva in the middle. Again, Welch hands off. That goes to Dickerson again. He powers forward for about 2 yards.
Yeah, this is what I'm kind of thinking that Poultney might be looking at. Just try to give him a big dose of Jack and just try to control the clock. It's the best way to keep the Slaters offense off the field. So
Devils looking at now 3rd and about 3 from their own 43-yard line. Again, Jack Dickerson, we talked, coach, had over 230 yards last week against Mill River. First play of scrimmage for him last week, was a 78-yard touchdown run. Here's Welch again in the shotgun. Dickerson set behind him. He's got a slot to the right. Rolls to the right, flips it out here to number 8, and that's Eric Kendall, and it's through his hands.
Dropped. And he was open too. That could have been a first down. He catches that ball, I'm sure he could have run for the first down. But Poultney, I've seen Poultney a couple of times, and they do that well. They throw that nice little out pass, and it's been very effective for them in the games I've watched.
Coach Bredig talked about hoping to establish some running game so he could loosen things up a little bit for his passing game. As a result of the drop, we've got 4th down and now 3 for the Devils from their own 43-yard line. And they're lining up with their offense.
He's probably going to try to draw them off sides here, Jack, but
Welch sends Kendall in motion, snap, hands it off to Dickerson, trying to get to the right side. Porter Silva had a hold of his jersey and wasn't letting him go anywhere.
Well, look again, Porter is he's a run stopper, and that's why he plays in the middle there, and he's a tough, and he handles that middle nicely.
So Coach Bredig gambles early on 4th down. As a result, Slaters are going to take over in Devils territory. 1st and 10 now from the Poultney 44-yard line. Adams in the shotgun has Max Cahill as his single backfield.
There seems to be some confusion here with the referee, and
got double slots to the left. Snap back to Adams. He hands it off to Max Cahill. Max Cahill does what he does. Tough run up the middle. Runs over a tackler before he's brought down. Pick up about 9 yards down to the 35-yard line.
And this is what Max does well. He's a bruiser, and he gets them tough yards for it. And he's a good athlete. He's also got the speed that he can break the long ones too.
He also has some nice side lateral motion, Coach. I saw him make a run last week. Made that little hop to the left and off he went. Again from the shotgun, Adams pitches now to Almeida on the motion around. Pitches around the left-hand side. Makes a couple miss. Finally stopped at about the 26-yard line by a group of Blue Devil tacklers.
He got a nice block from number 10 to spring him for the extra yards. But Jack is one of them weapons that they like to utilize.
And they're not afraid to block for each other, Coach.
No, number 10, he's a teammate. He'll do what he has to do. If he has to throw a block, he'll throw a block.
So that'll move the chains for the Slaters. Adams again in the shotgun has Max Cahill as his sole back. Pitches again, and Max is off to the right-hand side around the end. He's inside the 5, down to about the 4-yard line where he's finally pushed out of bounds. But not until he picks up 25 yards and brings it down to about the 3-yard line. They have an experienced line that knows how to move people. They've got running backs that know how to run the ball, and a quarterback that's solid in what he does. They have a lot of weapons, and obviously they've been able to score a lot of points all year, coming in averaging 34 points a game. Adams takes the handoff. He's got number 33, Max Cahill, as his sole running back. Up through the middle, dances around and into the end zone for another touchdown.
And that was another good lead block by Jonathan Hutchins to open that hole up for Max. So right now the Slaters are running on all cylinders, both offensively and defensively.
So that makes it 20-0 for the Slaters with 6:14 left to go in the first quarter. Jackson Beckwith, number 62, over the ball for the long snap. Number 33, Max Cahill to hold. Number 10, Sam Cahill drives it through the uprights.
And it's good.
And the kick is good to make it now 21-0. Coach Breddick made that gamble on 4th down in his own territory.
Well, I understand where he's got nothing to lose, and he's probably going to be, trying to make something happen, but it didn't work this time.
Yep.
So you want to be thrown in a towel too soon, but I think we're going to see a lot of Slaters on the field before the end of the night.
I think so. It is nice to see both teams, Coach, come in with the good size units, and number of kids. Fairhaven has to be close to 40 kids. Poultney comes in with close to 30 kids. They've got a few kids on the shelf. It is an interdivisional game. The difference between Division II and Division III.
Yeah, this Division III, but they're still in a hunt. I mean, this game isn't going to hurt them as far as their placement in the playoffs next week. So
Connor Savage again tees it up for the Slaters. That rolls down. It's taken by number 8, Eric Kendall, inside the 10-yard line. Makes a move, makes the first man miss. Has a couple more, runs out of the grasp of a couple more players until he's chased out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Nice little return.
Yeah.
And that'll set up the Devils 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
That Eric Kendall, he's another one of Poultney's weapons. I've seen him play, and he's a good. He was an excellent running back last year, and they moved him into a receiver. But he's got nice hands, and he's the one that's he runs them out patterns really well.
Slaters break the huddle. Charlie Duncan leads into the center, number 55. Lucas Welch, quarterback, again in the shotgun, single setback. Jack Dickerson behind him. Two receivers out to the left. Throws it out to the left. He's got it complete. There's Kendall. Makes the first man mix, shake and bake, and a nice little 6-yard gain.
Yes, it was. That's what I mean. He's a nice little athlete, put a nice move on, and he, gave him. So now you're looking at short yardage on 2nd down. So, and that's what you're probably going to have to do. Just try to not get in big bunches, but just try to chip away.
Not going to get them all back at once, but you can do it bites at a time.
That's right.
Nice 7-yard gain. Picks up now 2nd and 3 for the Blue Devils from the 26-yard line. Again, Welch in the shotgun. Dickerson, his lone setback. 2 receivers to the right. Sends Book in motion. Fakes the handoff to this motion man. Gives it to Dickerson up the middle. That's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe pick up a half a yard.
The Slaters have done a nice job early containing Dickerson. He hasn't really been able to spring one loose here, but they've swarmed him nice. But that's another thing the Slaters do well. It's not a one-man show when it comes to tackling. If somebody gets a stop, they're going to gang tackle. So,
in watching some of the film and things, they seem to do a very good job with their responsibilities defensively. They do their job. They stay home and take care of their responsibilities and play as a team. Very solid. Again, Welch in the shotgun. Dickerson in the back. Straight drop back, flips it over the middle. That's going to be a little bit short for Kendall. Falls incomplete. Excuse me, that was number 5. That was intended for.
That was Keesop, number 5, that couldn't handle that one. That was a low throw. He rushed it a little bit.
Slater's got a little pressure on that.
He's going to have to punt here, Jack, because he's not going to give the Slaters.
I don't think he's going to try that again at this position, Coach. He's in his own 27-yard line here, 4th and about 4. So Dickerson back deep to punt. Gets a nice kick away, end over end. Hits and bounces sideways. Finally down by number 7 for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that was a ball I thought could have been caught, but Coach Perry might be giving a few instructions here on the sideline. Hey, just catch it if you can. And I think he's kind of.
And I'm not going to be surprised if they're kicking it away from Sam Cahill all night long.
Well, I don't blame him. I mean, he can break one, so pretty easy. So he's.
So Gabe Page, center, again leads the Slaters out over the ball. Cody Adams, quarterback in the shotgun, has again Max Cahill as his sole running back. Hands it off to Cahill, who tries the right side. Powers his way forward for about 3 or 4 yards. Bring up 2nd and 6 now for the Slaters.
Just a good tough run.
At their own 46-yard line. See, the Slaters rarely going into a huddle. They don't do it necessarily to pace and to pick up the game, but they've all got their wristbands on. They all know their play calls, and that's just how Coach Perry is running his offense. Hunter Muzzy, his offensive coordinator, sends number 18, Connor Savage, in motion. Adams drops back, flips it out here. Thank you to the pole for making it a nice appearance in the game. That's complete out to Sam Cahill. Catches it right at midfield. Drives forward for another yard or so. Picks up about 6. Make it 4 yards. Going to make it 3rd and a long 1 now for the Slaters, just inside Blue Devil territory, with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
That was a good play by the Poultney defender there, because he's very elusive, and that was a nice tackle.
Nice short tackle. Again, Adams in the shotgun sends Sam Cahill in motion. Takes a snap. Quick out to Almeida. A little bit of a screen. Excuse me, my mistake. That's Connor Savage
number
on the
18,
catch.
Connor Savage.
There is a penalty flag on the play on the far side.
Yeah.
Play was good for about 6 yards, but we'll see what the official has to say.
I'm going to guess with the flag up there is probably a legal formation. Yeah, false start.
You've seen this before, Coach, haven't you?
Yeah, we have.
That's an illegal procedure. That'll be 5 yards. And the Slaters will be looking at now 3rd and about 8.
Slaters, for some reason, have been having a problem. Once they put somebody in motion, and then that's where they get a lot of penalties off of that. So somebody's probably moving while one of the players are in motion. So that will be a legal motion. This would be their first test of a 3rd and long. Let's see how they do it.
First time they're looking at any distance, really, any yardage situation. Snap back to Adams. Retreats back. Flips it out. He's got number 11, Phil Bean, the big tight end. That pass is complete and into Blue Devil territory. Brought down at about the 43-yard line, and just like that, Slaters pick up the first down and move the chains.
That's a nice design play that Hunter Muzzy put in. That just a crossing pattern for your tight end. So that worked well last week down at Mount Anthony, and Phil had a big game. He caught 3 or 4 passes that same crossing pattern. So.
Nice big target, nice hands.
Yeah.
Takes care of the ball once he catches it. This time Adams comes up under center. Again, Max Cahill is the sole running back. Got a wing to the left side. And here comes Sam Cahill on a counter back to the right side. Makes the first man move on a nifty move. And he's down inside the 5. And touchdown, Sam Cahill. Nice little 44-yard run. Came back in motion, took it on the counter, handoff inside. Made the first man miss.
Nice little counter and put a move on, and that's what he does best. He's a terrific athlete, considered one of the best in the state. He's only a sophomore.
He's a very smart runner, Coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows when to hold up. He knows when to wait for his blockers. He knows how to set people up. Again, we have Jackson Beckwith with the snap. Max Cahill with the hold. Sam Cahill drives it home.
It's funny you say that. Notice that, because actually last year, Jim Hill, who's now at Otter Valley, was here, and when he was a freshman, he told me, he says he's one of the smartest football players I've ever coached, and he's only a freshman. So, but he's a great kid too. And he'll do anything he has to make the team do well. And that was one of them, running 40 yards for a touchdown.
Yep. Yeah, I can recall seeing him playing for the junior Spartans when he was in 8th grade, and it was just notable how smart a runner he is.
Yeah.
The physical attributes, but just the ability to see the field and really make some nice moves.
Well, he showed it right there. He had a blocker out front. He just read his block, came off that block, and continued with the run. He's fun to watch.
So with 2:05 left to go in the first quarter, Slaters are up 28-0. Took the opening kickoff. Gabe Bates took the opening kickoff on the short kickoff and returned it 70 yards for a touchdown. And the Slaters haven't looked back yet. Connor Savage tees it up. Down the middle, that's going to be Eric Kendall, number 8, taking it at about the 12-yard line. Looking for a hole in the middle. Runs into number 32, Caleb DeLong, who slings them back. after he advances about 12 yards out to about the 23-yard line. And the Blue Devils will be in business there, looking to see if they can get a little more consistency in their offense.
Yeah, they had the makings of a drive last possession, but of course, it was a drop ball that kind of fluttered on him. But we'll see what he has to do now. He's still, he's still got that 23, and he's
Yep.
I seen him break him, so, and he doesn't go down easy neither.
Welch in the backfield now with kind of a twin backfield. Again, hands it off to Dickerson. Now, there's what you're talking about, Coach. Some nifty moves to make some people miss.
Make some people
Drives
miss.
forward, picks up about 6 yards to the 30-yard line, and just like that.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to have to just give a major dose of him and play off that with a pass. But he could put together a nice little drive here and kind of give him some hope.
Get him some
And
momentum.
we see some clock, too.
Yep. So as we said, this is the final week of the regular season. We will try to figure out what we can figure out as far as possible playoff matchups. A lot has to do with other results this weekend. Talked to both coaches, neither of them looking forward to the playoff games. They're worried about tonight's game. Snap back to Welch in the shotgun. Here's Dickerson again to the left side. Late flag comes in from the far side. Dickerson picks up about 2 yards on the carry.
It could be a illegal block in the back, could be a face mask, could be, and let's just see, because they came a little high on him, so sometimes you get a little grabby, and it's a face mask
penalty.
That's okay. So, yeah, and Jack, he's the last guy you want to be tackling too high because he's got strong legs. He'll run right through that. So, but
So that 5-yard penalty
5 yards. So
gives the Devils 1st and 10. Brings the ball out to about the 38-yard line. Welch again in the shotgun. He's got twin receivers to the right. Rolls out to the right. Looks back to his left. Feeling the pressure.
Yeah, he
That
had
was
to
number
hurry that because 75 was bearing down on him pretty hard.
Gabe Page coming off the end pretty hard. Seth Zalhar coming off the tackle from that left-hand side. Put him under pressure. Welch got rid of it to live another day. So that brings up now 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils.
That looked like it could have possibly turned into a nice little play because he was rolled right and he was looking to throw back to his left, and he just had to hurry it.
Welch again in the shotgun. Has his 2 backs. Again, that's number 11, Oliver Shantholzer, leading the way for number 23,
Good lead block.
Dickerson. Nice lead block. Seems to be a little change in their formation. Get that lead blocker in there, coach. Get him a little bit more help.
Yeah, they're coming up a little spread power eye look there, and that's a good move, I think, because now you got a lead blocker in front of. He can get a piece of somebody to kind of help Jack Dickerson.
Brings it out to about the 42-yard line. Brings up 3rd and along 6 now for the Devils.
They're going to get a break here.
And that's going to bring us down to the end of the first quarter. A quarter that's seen a lot of Slater offense. They've been into the end zone 4 times now. A kick return, a 44-yard pass or run by Sam Cahill. Not to be outdone, his brother with an 11-yard touchdown run. And the Slaters seem to have their offensive engine clicking on all cylinders, coach.
Yeah, that first quarter they had it. They were running on all cylinders. That's for sure. Everything they did just worked. So
You've seen them a lot. Is that typical? They usually come out with a big start like that.
well, I've seen them. Yeah, they've come out and opened up quick and got it. But last week was a little bit different. They changed it up a little bit. They tried to run a little more power against Mount Anthony, and it didn't work. Mount Anthony was pretty tough up front. So
yeah, stepping up to that D1 team. Mount Anthony's around the middle of the pack in Division One.
Yeah,
but a Division One team's a Division One team.
Yeah, they're a good. They were a good-looking team, and they were. I think they did a terrific job on scouting too. They scouted very well. They seemed to have. Seemed to have a good defensive plan. But Fairhaven, they still moved the ball and they had a chance to win it. They had one called back, so they didn't lay down. They battled right to the end.
And they were in it till the end. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
all you can ask.
Yep.
It's tough to travel down there. You've done it many times.
Oh yeah,
It's
a
tough to
place.
travel down there.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play. It has
Yep.
been for.
They're always athletic. It's a tough team to play.
Yeah.
So you can't really hang your head losing to a D1 team. So now we're ready to open up the second quarter here. Devils looking now to 3rd and 6 from their own 41-yard line. Quarterback Lucas Welch in the shotgun with his single back Dickerson behind. Rolls out to the right to where he has his two. Throws it up. That's caught. Oh, it's going to say he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Caught by Peyton Book, but not before he stepped out of bounds. That was a nice throw and catch. Would have put them in short distance, but
And he took a pretty good lick from 33 too. Max Kyle had a nice lick on the quarterback, and he hung tough and made a nice play. So,
Coach Perry unleashed the linebacker blitz there, put the pressure on the quarterback, made him throw it sooner than he wanted to. Brings up now 4th and 6 now for the Blue Devils from their 41-yard line. Dickerson back in punt formation. Takes a snap. Kick is blocked by number 60. That's Seth Zahar. Ball's
okay, they touched it, so
they touched it. That makes that the live ball.
That's right.
We'll wait and see what the
Poultney
call
could come up
was.
with it, but he's not gonna. No.
Number 6.
number
Seth
4 held
Zahar
on
got
to
his hand on it.
Yeah.
Nice penetration.
Yeah.
Ball did cross the line of scrimmage. Touched by the Slaters makes it a live ball.
The Zahar kid, they're very high on him. He's played well for him. He was on the JV team, but they couldn't keep him down there any longer. So he's came up and he's become a starter in the defensive line and done a terrific job. And he's only a sophomore, but they're very, very high on him.
Gotta appreciate that when you see a kid working hard and can move himself up.
Yeah.
There's number 4, Mason Goutel, who fell on that for the Slaters to put them in the driver's seat here with 40 from their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10. Here's Max Cahill. Stiff arm 1, stiff arm 2, stiff arm 3. Picks up about 9 yards, brings it down to just about the 35-yard line, and a nice run to the right-hand side. Some good blocks on the right side to cave that in, and Cahill just has a bag full of stiff arms to give out.
Yeah.
Coaches were talking about the nice job he did getting himself in shape mentally and physically this year.
He's really, his body has changed over. He was a little bit heavy and first time I saw him in the scrimmage this fall, I didn't recognize who he was. I said, "Who's that number 25?" He was wearing a 25.
Cody Adams in the shotgun sets number 18 Connor Savage in motion, but not before it's whistled dead for a false start.
False start. Two people in motion. For some reasons, the Slaters have done a lot of this. They put somebody in motion. It's things get interesting. So
there's a lot of things that can happen there. You get 2 people moving. You have somebody moving towards the line of scrimmage.
That's generally what happens when they have 2 people move.
So that's going to drop the Slaters back 5 yards to bring up second and a long 5 from the Blue Devils' 40-yard line. Cody Adams in the shotgun, has Max Cahill as his lone setback. Plenty of protection, airs it out there. That's going to be picked off, though. Oh, no, they're going to say it's incomplete. It looked like he had it, but then that ball came out as he was heading to the ground.
Did it fall incomplete? Because it looks like 8.
Nice leaping catch, Eric Kendall.
Yeah.
Oh, they are going to give him
No,
credit.
they are going to give it to him.
Yeah, he was waving stopping the clock.
Yeah, Cody missed that number 18. He came in a crossing pattern underneath. He's wide open in the middle. But that's...
Looking for Sam Cahill on the outside. Nice leaping catch by Eric Kendall for the interception. And now maybe the Blue Devils can get some momentum off of that turnover. They're going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Welch in the shotgun, again has the 2 backs. Stanholzer and Dickerson, hands off to Dickerson. Going to get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a little bit more. Slater defense staying home, doing a good job, getting penetration fairly consistently, not giving the Devils a whole lot of room to move.
Well, their offense gets a lot of press, but their defense has played well all year.
They've come into the game averaging fewer than 7 points giving up in a game, Coach. I don't know how you ask a bunch of kids to do better than that. The outlier was last week. They gave up, 22 points to MAU? Welch again takes a snap in the shotgun, fakes it to his two. Phil Bean sends him back the other way. Welch, nice little lateral runs. A lot of running around, did not really get too far. Picks up about 3 yards on the run.
I think that was a broken play. I think he wanted to hand it off to Jack Dickerson, and he missed the handoff, but he turned a broken play into a nice gain.
Get athletes and let them play, right, Coach?
Yeah.
I
thought he got a little more than that, but still, he got something out of nothing there.
Bring us up 3rd and 7 now for the Devils. Coach Brady wants to talk about it. So 9:45 left to go in the first half. Beautiful night. Again, we got a special Thursday night special here. Beautiful night, a little chill in the air, just like it should be on a beautiful October evening. We've seen lots of beautiful Saturday games in this rivalry. We've seen lots of exciting Friday night games in this rivalry. First ever Thursday night game. But you and I were talking before, Coach. This goes back to the 1930s, as I understand the rivalry.
1937, and they used to play it on Armistice Day, Veterans Day, and this was probably not the first Thursday game they played, because they played that game whatever day the 11th came on, they'd play it. So it could be Monday through Saturday. Sundays they wouldn't play, but they wouldn't play it on Sunday. They either play it on a Monday or a Saturday. So this probably isn't over the many years of the old rivalry going back to the 1930s. This probably isn't the first Thursday game between Poultney and Fairhaven.
So after the timeout, the Devils break the huddle, looking at 3rd and about 7. Welch in the shotgun, again takes a snap, drops to his right. Rolling out to his right, slings it out, intended for number 7.
I'm expecting him to try to get the number 24.
The Peyton Book.
More involved in the passing game, because he's a nice big kid and he's a nice big target. But now they're 4th down, they're going to have to punt.
That was intended for Mikey Seelick. Hit it immediately when the ball on the rival and couldn't hold on to it. So again, Dickerson drops back to punt for the Blue Devils. Sam Cahill with his feet on the 45-yard line. Dickerson takes the snap, hits in the high spiraling kick. Kicking it away from Cahill, takes a nice Devils roll. Sam picks it up on the roll, as is his want, makes the first kid miss. Little dipsy-do makes the second kid miss. Brought down inside inside Blue Devils territory. Flags all over the place now that you say that, Coach. Do I really see 3? I know one's going to be kind of a bit of a horse collar tackle right here in front of us.
Yeah, I think that's what this ref's saying right here in front of me. He said a horse collar.
I don't know if there's another one back there. No, that's just something on the field back there by the 15-yard line.
Yeah, generally in these open field runs, like on a kickoff or a punt return, you get an overzealous player who gives a block in the back. So I know maybe they're all thrown for the same reason. We'll see when they.
I know he was definitely brought down by the horse collar right in front of us. Yeah. Let's figure out if we do in fact have offsetting.
It could be. I seem to be having a discussion out there.
Part of the reason we're here on a beautiful Thursday night, Coach, is because of the scheduling, and basically the official scheduler. There are so few officials available that they've had to schedule throughout the season. They've been scheduling Thursday night games, Friday night games, and also Saturday games. So I'm going to make a pitch that if you're out there listening and you're interested, so the first call on the offense on the return team is in the block in the back.
Block in the back and the horse collar.
And then the horse collar tackle
probably
here.
Probably going to be offsetting penalties. And like I said, a lot of times they get a little overzealous and they try to reach instead of try to get in front of the player, and
Yep.
and you get a block in the back. So you see it in the NFL. So I don't know what why they're putting it back
So
here. I thought it'd be,
walking off, it looks to be we're walking off the block in the back from the end of the play.
yeah.
I know that they're having conversations. They came and talked to Coach Perry.
And they went over and talked.
Coach Bredig. Now they're talking with one of the Slater players. And I'm not sure I can explain to you why
I would like
the
to help you on
offensive
that,
penalty
Jack,
was
but I'm
marched
not,
off, but the defensive
the-
penalty was not.
Block came
Anyway,
before the tackle, but here we go. First and
From
10.
the 41-yard line, Slater's 1st and 10. Cody Adams hands it off to Max Skyhill. He's off to the right-hand side, lowers his shoulder, and drives for a pickup of about 7 or 8 yards, just
he's
about
gonna-
to midfield.
I think he's going to have like a 12-yard gain. It's going to be first down.
Oh, I got
You're
you.
right, you
Final
got the
spot.
pole
Yep.
right in front of you, Jack, so
Again,
I
if you're familiar with Fairhaven football, you're familiar with the pole here at midfield. It's well loved by all, and it's just part of Slater football tradition. And we just happen to be at that perfect spot. So give that Max Skyhill about 12 yards, as you said, Coach. That is going to give the Slaters 1st and 10 from the Devils' 47-yard line. Adams again in the shotgun, hands it off to Max Skyhill. Now we're going to the left side. Nice little side step, drags his tackler, finally brought down after picking up close to the first down.
Well, Jack's showing, Max is showing right there. He's got that nice mixture of power and speed. He's strong.
I'm going to throw a name out there for you, Coach. I saw him a couple weeks ago make this little side move, and I thought Eric Murphy, how Eric Murphy could make that little side shift and away he would go. Yep.
Yeah.
So after that nice run by Max Skyhill, Slaters are moving the chains. They're now 1st and 10 from the Devils' 36-yard line. Adams in the shotgun again, has both Skahills, hands it off to number 10, Sam, but he's tackled on a nice play by number 11, Oliver Stanholzer. That's going to pick up.
Good play.
That's going to get him back to the line of scrimmage. That's pretty impressive, Coach. You figure Sam Skyhill on the season is averaging nearly 10 yards a touch on a run.
You've seen him. He's explosive. He can flip a field pretty quick.
And you don't often see the first tackler bring him down by themselves. That was a really nice tackle on that play by Stanholzer. Again, here's Adams in the shotgun. 2nd and 10 now for the Slaters. Put Savage in motion. And again,
yeah, the false start. I think that was Sam in slot there. He tried to get a quick start, so
it's going to move the Slaters back 5 to give them now 2nd and 15. We're just at 8 minutes left to go in the half. The Devils have certainly made a stand.
Yeah,
Slaters jumped them from the beginning, but now they're playing some good solid defense. Adams again in the shotgun, rolls to his left, flips it out. He's got that's number 17, Adam Williams, with a nice catch and run in the flat.
Well, I think Poultney's kind of taking advantage of. Fairhaven probably doesn't really want to start throwing up. They want to run the ball. They're up by 28, but so they've got a 6-man front right now, so they're daring them to throw the ball. So that was a nice throw and catch, though.
Nice throw and catch.
And
Cody Adams does that nice. He's solid on those short passes. Throws a nice deep ball when it calls for it, but he's a really solid quarterback.
Yes, he is, and like I said, he's gotten better each week. He's really growing into the position.
3rd and 3 from the 30-yard line. Hands it off to Sam Skyhill, makes a little juke move at the line of scrimmage, and drives forward to pick up about 5. That'll move the chains again for the Slaters. 1st down and
that was
10.
That previous play with that number 70. He's just back from injury. He's been out for about 4 weeks with a broken hand, so I'm glad to see him back on the field. He's a great kid and make a play also. So
Nice.
Good to see him back involved.
So 1st and 10 for the Slaters. From the Devils' 24-yard line. Snap back to Adams. Looks to his right. finds number 18 Connor Savage on a nice catch. Fights out of the first tackle, and he's down to about the 10-yard line.
Well, Connor's another. He's another one. He's got decent speed, but he's got sure hands. He's very a possession receiver, and that was a good play. That was a good-looking play. It was play action, a little fake to 33, and a good throw to 18.
And move the chains again for the Slaters. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. That flag seems to be indicated offsides. Maybe somebody lining up offsides.
Could be. Looks like he might be pointing at Poultney. Oh, false start.
Dead ball false start. Move him back 5
The
yards.
way he was moved, the center may have rolled that or picked that ball up when he was trying to adjust that.
So as a result of the penalty, brings up 1st and 15 now for the Slaters from their 16-yard line. Adams in the shotgun. Max Cahill sends Sam Cahill in motion to the left, and here comes Gabe Bache leading the train. Nice block from Gabe, and Sam Cahill's in for another nice 16-yard touchdown run. When you can pull your athletic center like that, get him out there, Coach.
Well,
you're going to be able to do some business.
And that's why he can return a ball 70 yards. He's a center. You don't see that too often where you can pull a center. And he got out in front of that run, got out in front of 10, and he got a nice lead block and sprung for a touchdown. But that's
A lot of weapons.
a lot of weapons. No, and you're seeing tonight how because that's why they're good.
So Jackson Beckwith with the snap, Max Cahill with the hold, and that one's going to be wide to the right.
Wide to the right. So that's the first blemish on the Slaters. They've been almost perfect right up to then. But that happens.
That
High
happens.
school football.
Yep. High school football. And when you get to this point, you get to 5:28 in the second quarter, and that's your first blemish. You're having a pretty good night so far, Coach.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Jack Dickerson, and the Slaters defense has really done a nice job balling him up. He's come in over 900 yards on the season. Young man has 11 touchdowns and pretty much has been Mr. Do-It-All for the Devils. But the Slaters have bottled him up. So again, looks like I was thinking Coach Cahill was going with his senior kickoff team, but he has subs a few in. He does still have number 18 Connor Savage teeing it up to kick it off. Again, we've got Peyton Book and Eric Kendall deep to receive for the Blue Devils. Book takes it at about the 18-yard line. Looking for a little bit of room to the right. Looking for a space to crack through. Brought down by a group of Slaters after returning it about 8 or 10 yards to about the 28-yard line. And so the Devils will have 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line.
Well, again, they had a decent little drive going last time they got us, so hopefully they could get something going here.
And Coach Bredick talked about that in the beginning of the game. He wanted to see if he could get his run game going, get some momentum, sustain some drives. For the most part, they've avoided mistakes. They haven't been penalized too much. So they're not hurting themselves. They're just up against a tough defense.
That's correct.
Welch takes the pitch, takes a snap, pitches it out to Dickerson. He's brought down by number 33, Max Cahill, and number 10, Sam Cahill.
Sam Cahill, and that's another thing that Slaters do. They pursue very well. And I mean, it's tough to get outside on that. Because that looked like it was going to break into a decent run from the start, but
there was a flag on the play that we didn't notice until we're now indicating holding.
So that's
on the offense.
Yeah.
As soon as I spoke about them not penalizing themselves too much. Sorry about that, Coach. Hope I didn't put that jinx on you. So that'll move the Devils back 10 yards. It'll be first and now 20 from their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, that's a hole they want to try to stay out of because it's tough enough trying to move the ball first and 10, but you got to go first time. So what you want to do here, you don't want to try to get it all at once. You got 3 downs to get 20 yards, so just trip away. Try to get a decent run or pass here on first down.
Welch takes the snap, hands it off to Dickerson, finds a little bit of room to the left, found a crease there, but then he's swarmed on by a group of Slaters.
Yeah, that
Porter
Slater
Silva.
defense is getting it's tough tonight, and that was kind of almost a little counter play, instead of a 2-back counter, 1-back counter. Here he starts to the right, then comes back on a counter to the left. But they sniffed it out. That Porter Silva is.
A lot of young men to try to move off that middle.
Well, but he's not. He's big and he's strong and he's a pretty good athlete too, for his size.
And then you got a couple other athletes. You got Phil Bean at one end. You got Gabe Beach right in the middle.
No,
you got some athletes on that line.
Good front four.
And your linebackers, John Hutchins and Max Skyhill.
Oh man!
Speaking of Max Skyhill, Welch flips a little middle screen.
And
Max Skyhill's not buying any of it.
No, that was good. That was a stay home. Well, a lot of times Max can get caught up in that because he'll blitz about. But I'm sure the coaching staffs call the blitz off, just out of a mercy rule here.
Yep.
But now he stays home and I've seen Poultney run that play and they've run it very successful, but.
They seem to have it set up well, but again, the Slaters stayed home. Again, that responsibility,
home,
that discipline on defense.
Nice clean throw and catch, but no, he stayed home nicely and snuffed it out. So
picked them up a couple yards. They're now looking at 3rd and about 17 from their own 23-yard line.
They're in a tough spot right here because
whistle before the snap.
Yeah, Max is coming off the field. I think he's got a little blood on his arm, so they're moving up. And they putting Anthony Sabo in. Another 35, Anthony Sabo. He's another sophomore they're very high on. He's Tony Sable's son, and he's a good little player. He's only a sophomore, and he's gonna help them next year.
I was talking with Coach Perry before the game. He's very high on that young group.
Yeah,
he's got a nice group of JV players. They've been playing a pretty solid schedule. We've got Welch in the shotgun. He's got Dickerson as his lone setback. 2 receivers to the right. Takes a snap, looks to his right, flips it out to number 5.
Yeah.
Again, that's cut down. That's complete to number 5, Clayton Kessip.
Now there was, they only brought 3 that time. And the defensive end, Phil Bean, he actually dropped to the flat to defend that. So that was a nice call, defensive call right there. So he was right there to make a play. So, and I think that's a good idea because with Silva in the middle, they can run this out. So now you've got that luxury of dropping an extra player into the secondary.
Dickerson again in punt formation. Again, it's blocked. Low snap. He had to pick it up off the ground. That's blocked again. I didn't catch who blocked that one.
Yeah.
Block went backwards. So the Slaters are going to take over that ball with a really short field. Second block punt of the evening.
Yeah, they're digging themselves into a pretty deep hole. So it's 2 minutes to go and a half.
So as a result of the block punt, the Slaters are going to have the ball 1st and 10 deep in Devils territory at about the 17-yard line. Up 34-0 with 2 minutes left to go in the half, as you said, Coach. This time Adams comes up under center.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything too fancy. I think they're just going to get a big Delsa Max right here. And
hand it off to Max, makes a nice little dive, starts to the right, cuts it back to the left, gets it blocked from Almeida out at the corner.
And he's going to make short work of that. So, any flags here?
Seemed to make it into the end zone, but I think I heard a whistle prior to him getting into the end zone.
I haven't seen any signal for a touchdown.
Officials timeout. I think we just had an inadvertent whistle, Coach.
Yeah.
That happens. I spent
Yeah,
a little bit of
it's
time.
high
I
school
spent a little
football,
time as officiating as
Yeah.
a JV official,
Yeah.
and things start to happen.
Yeah.
You try not to let it happen, but
Yeah.
officials are allowed to make mistakes too.
Oh, yeah.
Referee came and talked to Coach Perry.
Just-
Now he's on
just-
his way to talk to Coach Bredig. Nice run. Again, that nice little lateral move that he makes.
Yeah.
Hops
no,
out to the outside,
he's-
started to the left, hopped it outside.
He's strong and he's fast too.
Jack Almeida had a really nice stock block downfield to give him the room that he needed to get to the end zone. So as a result of that, we're looking now at 1st and 5 now for the Slaters. Adams is going to roll to the right. He's got Adam Williams. Williams is just brought down just short of the goal line. Tried to stretch it out there to get it to break the plane, but I think he's going to be ruled down first. We do have a penalty flag on the play. That's going to be a hold on the Slaters, and that'll bring it all back.
Yeah, that's probably going to be holding.
Yep, that was the signal he gave already. Nice catch and nice job, Adam Williams trying to get in the end zone.
That might have
Cody
been-
Adams on the roll. Hit him in stride. Nice tackle to keep him out of the end zone. All brought back on the hold. So the Slaters now looking at 1st and goal from their own 15-yard line. Minute 43 left to go in the half. He's got triple receivers here out to the right-hand side, pitches it out to Max Cahill, drives forward, runs over a man down to about the 3-yard line. Slater set up in that triple formation they'll do it to the left, they'll do it to the right. They do a lot of things out of that. That was a nice pitch, put a lot of blockers out there for Max Cahill.
Yeah, ran a nice pitch. They had a little bunch on the right side there, and this 32. He's Caleb Long.
Yep.
Caleb Long. He's a pretty tough runner. I'm surprised they haven't used him a little bit more. When he touches the ball, things happen. But they like to put him in front of Max as a lead blocker, so that's what you're going to see.
Doing a little juggling. Adams lines up under center.
Yeah, a little mass confusion there.
Got an I formation. Max Cahill lines up on the left-hand side as an end. Hands it off to Adam Williams running out of the tailback position, and there's a touchdown.
Yeah, I think that was a senior touchdown for a kid that's missed 4 games and trying to let him go out on a high note.
Nice.
So
nice touch. I don't think Coach Perry expected Gabe Bates to get his touchdown to start the evening, but that's a nice play to get a young man who's worked hard to get him back get himself healthy and get back on the field.
Well, that'll be one he'll carry the rest of his life there with that 70-yard kickoff return.
So again, we have Jackson Beckwith with a snap, Max Cahill with the hold, and that one's no good to the left from Sam Cahill.
So at least he's tried to compensate from the last one and overcompensated.
So we got 41 seconds left in the half. Slaters are up 40-0. Devils are not going to back down. They're going to give them a battle the whole night long. We've been talking about the rivalry, Coach. They're going to have some activities at halftime. The Slater cheerleaders are going to perform. The Blue Devils cheerleaders are here to perform. We'll hear a number or two from the band. And then we've got a special guest coming to join us here in the booth for the little halftime discussion. We've got Coach Capman. I'll have to ask him if he found his way to the booth and expected him to be on the sidelines after 43 years. It'd be nice to talk to him about the rivalry, talk about how things are going. So good.
Well, he can add to it. He can probably.
He's seen a few.
He's seen a few. Yeah.
So Connor Savage again tees it up for the Slaters, drives it down the field, rolling. That's going to get picked up by Eric Kendall at about the 21-yard line. Finds a little bit of a space, runs up the right side, brings it out to about the 34-yard line, And so the Devils will have 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. 37 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, I think you're going to start seeing a lot of different players going to get involved here.
Number 3.
Which they should. Number
Bryson
3.
Kelly coming in.
Bryson Kelly. He plays quite a bit. Bryson's been the part of the defense secondary.
See, they got number 87, Lamont Jones, now at this end for Phil Bean, who's out. Pitch back to Dickerson. Tries to make the first man move, then he's swarmed under by a group of Slaters, including Mr. Lamont Jones getting in on that tackle.
87. He came up there quick and got him turned back inside. He wanted to get that a little bit farther outside, but he
had number
did
4
a nice
Mason
job of
Gotell
cutting him
coming
off
up from deep in the backfield. Sniffed that one out. Play gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it looks like Coach Bredig is happy to let the clock run down on this half. And so we reach halftime with the score: Slaters 40, Poultney Blue Devils 0. Slaters scored in a variety of different ways. Returned the opening kickoff 70 yards for a touchdown. 11-yard run by Max Skyhill, 40-yard run by his brother Sam. Slaters had all the weapons cracking in that first half.
No, they mix it around and they mix it up pretty good. So but that's what that offense is. They spread the ball around, a lot of different touches.
Are we on still?
Sorry, Coach. How are you, bud? Good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Give it to you and Mike and let her rip. I brought up that,
They're
over the years, back a year ago,
okay. They're going to do their.
we talked about this being a Thursday night.
Can you hear them?
It's Thursday night. It's probably not the first Thursday Poultney Fair even played football.
You have it on camera.
It would be if the game was Dodgers game was on the 11th on Thursday. Yep. They played the game.
So I'm going to do.
We played, we've seen you here, we played West Owen on Saturday.
Every time you get in the season, it'd be like middle of October, and we have to wait till it's the band going to play. If the band's going to play, we want to do the band too.
Get through this season. We're in a lot of football games.
Yeah, director.
In the middle of it. Only game.
They're gone.
The band's gonna go and then we'll have
I keep telling Lucy on that.
Okay, so Poultney Slaters and
I go to passing here.
Van's going from that.
Thank you for those,
Yeah, got 8 schools that don't reply to me.
It's the staff guys. Yeah, that's what, yeah, you said that's the stuff. 8 that don't respond?
Don't respond. And some of them not bad. Some of them are doing really well in the beginning as the season's gone downhill.
Oh, gotcha. They lose interest, yeah.
But Adam is great. Adam, Varsity, Mount Anthony. Rutland has good stuff, but they're like 3 weeks behind all the time. With that Doc Aikman,
I know what you're doing, because I did it for another show.
they're trying to.
I think we can, if we have 10 minutes, we can.
So, the first one I get right now is Woodstock. The game's over within hours. But I know it's more solid. They're trying to do this.
Chris, away from
He's on the staff. He's going to be on the South staff.
Is that correct?
So I'm hoping we'll do a job with the people.
You guys get on? Get it done?
No, I'm going to do the band.
Okay, good. It's supposed to be going.
Only players. He's on the Dickerson.
He's going to be one of them too. He's one of them.
Okay. Yeah, I know. He's only played football 2 years. He was a soccer player. But he lives in Illinois. That's why he played football. I picked him up last year after one long trail after every day at school. But he thought he'd come in school. He's going to be there and play basketball. Great basketball.
Is he good back?
He's been all league the last 2 years, 20 years. He's going to score 1,000. He's a tough kid. He still wears a soccer shirt. Well, they feel better for him. Launcher.
Should I put a basketball for launcher?
There you go. Yeah. Can't get 1,000 points down here.
Really?
Yeah. So that was his concern to come to Poultney, but the points still come. Still come. That banner not hanging. Long trail's not hanging the Poultney channel.
Presence, is there something going on?
Dennis, see the state company? Yeah. Eric Jacobowski said to say hi to you. There's one right here? No. Oh, that's even there. Eric, right there. Oh, that's Eric. Yeah.
Switch. Yep.
I think if he talks to this, we'll be good. Yeah. Okay, so we are back at Thomas LaPlaca Field here in Fairhaven, Vermont. It's halftime of the Fairhaven-Poultney game, and it wouldn't be a Fairhaven-Poultney game without Coach Dave Catman here. Coach Catman agreed to join us here in the booth. Coach, welcome. How's you enjoying retirement?
So far, so good. It's been difficult getting through the football season because it's been a long time since every fall I've done something for 62 years with football, either playing or coaching.
There you go. I heard you saying you're still seeing a lot of football even though you're retired from football.
I still go a lot. I enjoy going to games, and it gives me an opportunity to see schools and teams I've never seen in the past.
And connected with the kids because they're still your kids, right?
Yeah, I still go to the Poultney games.
Yep.
It's hard at first, but I've gotten there now. Got off the bank, got down to the sideline and stuff like that.
There you go. So let's talk a little bit about this rivalry. Coach Perry's talking about 90 years of football. I know you weren't here for all of those, but you've been here for a lot of them.
Yeah, a good share of them. Yep.
How would you describe it? What would be some of your things about this rivalry?
Well, I think it's a great football game, and just the rivalry part. It's the alumni. I think most of it more than I think the present day footballs do, but football players do. When we went to New York State, that was one of the things that we lost. And every time we had an opportunity to schedule Fairhaven, then we did.
Mm-hmm.
And they wined and dined us to try to get us to come back from New York. The one thing that they kept saying, you get Poultney on your, or you get Fairhaven on your schedule and play them again. So, but it's been over the years. It's been a great football game. And we were talking. It always fell on Armistice Day, whatever day on that Monday, no matter what.
Yeah.
I was telling Coach Perry that my senior year in high school, we played West Rutland on a Saturday, and then we played Fairhaven the following Tuesday. So we had to get as close to the Armistice Day.
Because that was Armistice Day.
First experience when I was a freshman, we ended up, it was like mid-October, we played the game before we played the Poultney Fairhaven game. So it was like weeks or before we just went out practicing, and it started getting dark, so the coaching staff would get their car and they'd drive the car up the field, they turn their headlights on, and that was our...
So we go out and practice with the car's headlights on, so we could, play that game.
But we can still say this is the first Thursday night game. So even though they didn't pull up the cards back in those days.
First Thursday night game, yeah.
You talked about that, Coach. For those too young to remember, there was about 20 years that you were playing in the Adirondack League there in New York, and that, like you said, spelled kind of the end of the rivalry for a while. Yeah. My senior year was the last year in that first string in 1979.
Yeah.
And then apparently a couple of games in the 1990s.
Yeah, we played 2 or 3 times in that span.
We played in 90 and 91,
yeah.
And the first one was kind of a freak thing because our season had ended, and Poultney was going on to play in the Super Bowl,
yeah.
and they had to wait 2 weeks. So both schools got together and said, "Hey, why don't we play? So you can play a game before you go to the Super." And the VPA let them do it. So and that was a big game, and it was a big crowd, and it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, and that was one of the things when we went to New York, like the Connecticut Valley formed over on the New Hampshire side, and all those people were over there. And then Fairhaven Don Hubert wanted to upgrade his schedule, so he was picking up the Division Ones.
Mm-hmm.
We had no one to play, so that's what we did. Knowing that we'd lose the Fairhaven game, we knew that at the get-go. We were more interested in keeping football going in
right.
1980.
Yep.
Well, you certainly had a lot of success up there. I don't know how many league championships, and you should tell them the story. I'll let you tell the story that you'd win the league every year, and that'd be it. They wouldn't let you go on to they let you go to a playoff, I guess, but that was it, right?
That was it. The Super Bowl that they held was within the league. That was like our state championship, and they wouldn't let us. We couldn't go on. The league was going to support us one year to be able to be in that Section 2 playoff, but it wouldn't look good to have a Vermont school out there in the Carrier Dome playing for a New York State championship. So, but the league thought we should be entitled to do that because we played. Vermont wouldn't let us back because we were not playing Vermont schools.
Yep. You were betwixt and between.
Yeah.
Coming back to this, records have never mattered in this game. Weather has never mattered in this game. It's just the two communities. You mentioned it at the start, how important it is to the communities, and just what a piece of pride.
Yeah, we always attacked it like we had 3 seasons. We had our regular football season, we had the state playoff season, and we had the Fairhaven game.
That was.
So we approached it that way every time we played.
Yeah. That was. That was the state championship back in the old days. Of course, they didn't play the state championship. It was voted on, but
Right, I was
the
thinking of that
Poultney
earlier.
Fairhaven game was just like the MSJ and Rutland game, and our neighbors over in New York State was Whitehall and Granville. They all played on Armistice Day, and there's big rivalry. So, but they were the games, and you know.
And that was, again, for the younger folks, that was before those other Rutland County teams were here. Mill River wasn't playing football then. West Rutland was, but Mill River wasn't, Otter Valley wasn't. So it was, I remember as a kid and being in high school, it was the main event of the season.
Main event of the season.
And
That's
that was
right.
one of the things we come back to Vermont State was that Mill River was playing 11 man, Otter Valley was playing 11 man. Burn Burton was coming back to play.
Because they had dropped too, yep.
And there was that, Jim Provost at the time he was at Rice. He used to call me every day. He said, you got to come back to Vermont. And he gave me all the, well, you play for Haven and all these other schools. BFA started. BFA Fairfax started.
Started
There's a lot of schools our size that we can play.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate you stopping by. Great to talk to you. Congratulations and good luck on your retirement.
I'm glad this live broadcast is working for you guys. So it's
Awesome. Well, it might be working for us. I don't know about anybody listening how it's working for them, but it seems to be working for us.
appreciate being here.
Great to see you,
Always
Coach.
a pleasure, my friend.
Be well.
I just want to continue another story, Dave. I should have let him, but when they had he was inducted into the Poultney Hall of Fame, and he wore his old senior football jersey. It was so thin that was worn, number 76. And I made the comment, well, you know, back then in the 60s, you might have wore, 37, and you'd be a tackle or a guard.
Red Grange wearing 77.
And this was a white jersey, so he said, well, my blue jersey was 38.
Yeah, it's how different things were.
Yeah.
I mean, I graduated in '80. That's around the crux when, old school football into new school football.
Yeah.
The development of the helmets much safer and things like that. My freshman year, I wore one of those old Webb helmets.
Oh.
And back when I was a kid. Well, we've got a beautiful night here for football, and if you're a Slater fan, you got to be looking at that scoreboard and smiling. It's a beautiful night and a great night for football. And again, this rivalry is it's a treasure for this part of the county because you can talk to young, you can talk to old, and it might not be what it was in the past, but it certainly still is important to folks today.
Well, I'm glad he brought that up. That it was the your season. It was the Poultney Fairhaven game was big, and the crowds we'd have thousands of people at them. And back in them days, also, this fence out, they see that they'd have a rope fence, and it'd be right on top of the. Remember them days, right on top of the field. I mean, if you tackle someone out of bounds, you were into a group of people.
Yep.
It was something.
I remember the stories, and when we would have the bonfires, we would do the snake dance coming down from the park to the high school. I'm looking at Coach Hutchins here. You probably remember those snake dance days. And Poultney with their bonfire and their celebrations, and we always knew that they were going to bring their best game, no matter, again, records be damned, weather be damned. It was going to be a brawl. Hopefully not a real brawl, but that happened once or twice too.
They had a few, but it was more of the alumni kind of got into on the sidelines than it was players. Because, I had a lot of cousins that were, so I grew up quite a bit in Poultney with, a lot of Poultney guys. So, they were my friends. They still are today. I have really close ties with a lot of Poultney people down there.
Make some interesting Thanksgiving dinners, I'm sure. A lot of folks with relatives in both towns.
We would
all
go to my grandmother's.
If you think about all the Fairhaven community, not just being Fairhaven.
Yeah, we go to my grandmother's every Thanksgiving and every Christmas, and the big topic was the Poultney Fairhaven game. We'd want to win that for bragging rights. Sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't. So.
So it's kind of nice to actually have some football weather here. We've been suffering through these 60-degree nights and 80-degree days. Finally get a nice night for football, and it is a beauty.
There's some of my Poultney cousins right down here in front of me getting a hot dog.
That's a beautiful part about being in the booth here in Fairhaven. You get to see everybody lining up for their refreshments at the concession stand.
There's Chris Book, the Undertaker, standing down there, but don't get his attention. He'll be coming up here with a tape measure there, measuring us up.
Good man, that Chris Book. So again, Connor Savage tees it up and drills it downfield for the Slaters. Number 8, Eric Kendall, scoops it up at the 15-yard line, finds a little bit of room to the right. He's got the corner until he's finally pushed out of bounds.
All right,
just
we're
over
gonna
the 30-yard line.
Nice little return for Eric. So.
And again, a nice thing you see in the Fairhaven Poultney game, Coach number 35, Anthony Zabel, just turning around to help up the Devil player after knock him to the ground and then help him up.
Yeah, I think that's been encouraged by the coaching staff. You know, hit them hard, but help them up. You know, and they do that a lot.
So Coach Bredig and his offense takes the field. Lucas Welch, the quarterback, in the shotgun formation. That's number 11. That's Oliver Schenholzer now as the tailback. He fights his way for a couple of yards.
I saw him in warm-ups getting a few handoffs, and he looked pretty good. So I thought maybe they're going to go with a new, different look. But
I've got my starting lineups written down. We'll see if I see a few changes. Let me see what I can do here.
Well, I see some of the JVs warming up here before the half started. I'm expecting we're probably going to see. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a whole new offense that come out here. They're probably going to put their season ones out to play defense. Maybe get a stop and then run a whole new offense out there. We'll see. We'll see what the game plan is.
So Charlie
but
Duncan,
you're going to see them all.
center.
I think you're going to see them all in the field before the night's over with.
Again, Welch in the shotgun. Again, Stenholzer back, his single back. Drops back and then take it on a quarterback draw. Gets him back to the line of scrimmage before he's brought down by number 60, Seth Zahar, and number 87. That's Lamont Jackson.
Lamar, yeah.
Bring up 3rd and 10 now for the Blue Devils.
Lamar came from Mill River, and he came last year, but he had such a bad concussion he couldn't play. Had to sit out the whole year. So he's just our first-year player for Fairhaven this year, even though he's been on the team for 2 years.
So Charlie Duncan leads the Devils out of this huddle, the center. Jaden Kelly and Landon Gibbs are the guards. Braden Schreiber and Isaiah Kerber are the tackles. He's got Mikey Seelick as one of his wideouts. Welch takes a snap, drops back and flips it out, intended for number 24 on the run. Pocket collapsed and Welch had to get out of there. Tried to flip it out to Peyton Book just over his head. Falls incomplete to bring up now 4th and 10 for the Blue Devils.
He did a nice job of getting out of that. They had him surrounded pretty good. He did a nice job of getting out there and get that pass off.
That collapsed on him fast.
It's hard. He's rolling to his left. He's a right-handed quarterback trying to get the throw off.
So now here's number 24, Peyton Book, deep to punt for the Blue Devils. Kick gets off. Sam Cahill lets it roll between his legs, picks it up scoops it up, and then kneels down on the 30-yard line. That one was going to be trouble. As soon as it hit the ground, it started rolling end over end. That was going to be trouble from the get-go. So he did a good thing of corralling that ball and then kneeling down. Avoid any problems.
Yeah, I'm looking over to the sideline, see if I can see Jack Dickerson.
See where Mr. Dickerson is.
He didn't run the ball at all that last series, and he didn't punt. I'm just hoping he's not injured, because that would be a big blow to this team. If he's just got a little nick and they just don't want to take a chance to going in the playoff without him, that's one thing, but I hope he's not hurt.
Again, young man came into the game with over 900 yards rushing. Direct snap to Max Skyhill for the Slaters. He bowls his way out for 5 yards to bring it out to the 35-yard line.
Okay, I see him standing over there, so he doesn't look too bad, but They might be just saying, hey, you've been beat up pretty good here that first half.
Again,
no sense in pressing it.
They're going to have a road playoff game. They're going to be either 5, 6, or 7 seed, depending on the results from other games. And they want to have their shot. They want to have their horse.
Yeah, that's
Again,
true.
young man is a fine running back. So now we've got, let's see, Slaters are lining up. Again, direct snap to Max Skyhill. Had number 87, Lamont. Stiff arm. Lamont Jones also in the backfield. Stiff arm from Max Skyhill till he's pushed out of bounds at about the 45-yard line.
I think Max is kind of telling the ref, geez, they got his face mask pretty good right there. But
Result of play is a first down.
First down.
Coach Perry brings his group in to talk to him. Looks like he's going to make wholesale changes now on his offense.
Okay, now we're going to see.
I'll do the best I can to let you know who's who, because I know it's always exciting when the younger players
I think the
get in.
JV team's coming on the field now. And they're going a whole new offense here. JV
Let's
offense.
see who we see here, Coach. We got number 62, Jackson Beckwith, out there as the center. Number 19, Easton Adams now in at quarterback. Turns, hands it off to number 35. That's Anthony Zabo. He drives forward for about 4 yards. So again, also probably thinking about the playoffs and the road ahead. Coach Perry's starters have done a fine, stellar job so far, so he's going to give them presumably the night off. Again, here's quarterback Easton Adams, turns, hands it off again to Zabo. Zabo makes a nice little cut up the middle. Then he's driven back, picks up about 2 yards before he's driven back by the Devils.
Yeah, the Sabo, he's ran the ball real well in JV, so he's size isn't. He's not that big a kid, but he runs really hard. But he's a tough kid. He's a wrestler, and he's a good wrestler. So
again, Jackson Beckwith leads out the line. We've got Easton Adams in the shotgun. Sends Zabo in motion. Hands it off to number 26. That's Aiden Wilkins, but not until there's a penalty. And again, procedure penalty against the Slaters.
Yeah, they're kind of jumping. They're all kind of jumping around there.
So
I'm sure they're a little nervous right here. Their first. This isn't their first experience. They've logged some minutes on varsity, but some of the games were one-sided. So.
Adams takes the pitch,
takes
the snap and pitches it out to Anthony Zabo. Gets collared and thrown out of bounds.
20
flag on the play. Play picks up about 3 yards before Zabo shoved out of bounds. And that's going to be a hold against the Slaters. That'll back them up.
I think he's gonna decline it.
Because of the short gain on the play, he is going to decline it. That'll bring up 4th down now and about 7 for the Slaters from their 47-yard line. Punt team doesn't get the rest of the night off.
Well,
but this is their first appearance tonight, so
I was kind of hoping that maybe Poultney would run some new white jerseys out there too, but.
So Cody Adams deep to punt for the Slaters. Gets it off and it takes a Slater roll. It's down inside to about the 10, maybe the 12-yard line. Trying to blow it farther deep. And it's down there by the Slaters. And so now the Devils will take over 1st and 10. Again, looking at a long field. They've been looking at a long field all night long, Coach. They took a couple gambles early. They had a 4th down early in their kind of around midfield. Gamble didn't pay off. allowed the Slaters to have a short field, and they scored pretty quickly on that drive. But at that point, it was kind of time to gamble for Coach Bredig.
Well, Jack's over on the sideline, so I guess he's done, because I was just going to say this would be a time that you'd see him break one of his patented long runs. But
so now we've got number 15, Ethan Anderson, in at quarterback for the Blue Devils. He turns and hands off
nice
to number 11. That's
number
Oliver
11.
Stanholzer. Tough run, can't take him down.
Number 80 was the first one on him. He's a freshman, so he's got some looks like they're sprinkling in a little some JVs here. Well, looks like they're number 80. He's a freshman. He's a JV, so 60. But that's good. Let these kids.
The number 88, Jacob Jameson, out there playing one end.
Yeah. Number 9, he's a sophomore. He's a JV player. So
number 68 is Tanner Raymond, playing defensive tackle.
Well,
number
Tanner,
80,
he's gets a lot of variety, but you would want to leave a little experience out there because.
Yep.
At least up front.
Especially on defense, because you don't want to give them the whole thing.
Well, up front, you want to. But yeah, looks like they're going to empty the bench.
55,
here.
Tommy Buxton now in, playing linebacker for the Slaters.
Yep.
As well as number 26, Aiden Wilkins.
Yep.
See number 3, Bryson Kelly out here at the defensive backfield, along with number 14 is Devin LaFrancis.
Well, Francois is.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So Stanholtz was able to fight for about 4 yards here. Brings up 3rd and a long 6 for the Blue Devils.
Yeah. I think there are some new Poultney players on.
See some white shirts I haven't seen before.
Yeah. It's like they're. Let
There's
the youngsters.
Number 15, Ethan Anderson, the quarterback.
Game.
He drops back,
Whoa,
but he's going to be smothered.
And
ball comes out.
Yeah. And I think it's Fairhaven's ball. So
that was number 58. That was Caden Lynch making that play on defense. Didn't see who recovered the ball. Nice sack.
I didn't see who recovered it. I didn't see. But.
Slater going to fall on it about the 6-yard line to give themselves a 6-yard field here. Here comes Easton Adams again as quarterback.
Here comes the Zahar. They're, like I said, they're
making
pretty
that
high.
play. Zahar gets his self a spot on the sideline. So 1st and goal now for the Slaters from the 5-yard line. Easton Adams now under center. Sends his wing on motion, and another procedure penalty on the Slaters.
Yeah, that's you put people in motion. Everybody wants to move with them. So
it's one of those things, Coach. You're heading into the playoffs. You need to clean that kind of stuff up. That's the
yes,
stuff that will
do.
kill you.
Yes, you do.
So we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter.
It's been their bugaboo all year. So even the JV, same thing, but they're a little more antsy. Anyways.
So we're reaching the end of the fall sports seasons. I know we celebrated senior night for the boys soccer team earlier this week. We had the girls soccer team had their senior night also earlier this week. Field hockey had their senior night this afternoon with a 4:00 game. They unfortunately fell to Windsor 2-1. Got down 2-0, but Coach Pettis' team came back to make it a game at the end. They were right in it. Take a moment, if I can, to recognize the Slater seniors. We had one Slater senior cheerleader, Miss Madison Charlton. Jack Almeida is a senior. Number 5, Tyler Jackson's a senior. Had a nice ceremony earlier. Phil Bean. Adam Williams got that nice touchdown earlier. Anthony Zabel takes the handoff and goes around the left side, pushed out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. Connor Savage is a senior. Max Skyhill, senior captain. Alex Messer, the guard, senior. Caden Lynch, who made that play on the sack of the quarterback. Gabe Barrows and his partner Gabe Bache, senior lineman. Gabe Bache celebrating that touchdown, I'm sure, on the kickoff return.
Oh, yeah.
Result of the play, Slaters now looking at 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line.
And number 7
punched in by number 7, Evan Spanos.
He's another freshman they're really high on. He's got a lot of the same stuff that Sam has, Sam Kaiho, but he's got to grow a little bit.
So the Slaters take advantage of the short field after the quarterback sack and fumble. Drive 6 yards. Evan Spanos punching it over from 1 yard out. And now we've got Devin LaFrancois for the point after attempt. Snap is high but brought down. Kick is blocked right out of the hand of Anthony Zabel, the holder. So that's no good. Makes the score now 46-0 in favor of the Slaters. A couple more seniors if I might finish my list here. Number 87, you mentioned Lamont Jones was not necessarily new to Fairhaven, but his first real season here as a Slater. It's always good when you have kids who come out, like Mr. Almeida came from the soccer program, wanted to play football, so he got to play football his senior year. It's good to see kids taking that opportunity to do those things that they've always wanted to do.
Okay, looks like they've
still have Mr. Peyton Book and Eric Kendall deep to receive for the Blue
Devils. This could be a big play for Poultney here.
Evan LaFrancois is going to tee this up and give this one a ride.
Because that's the JV kickoff team. Even the quarterback's on it. That's a JV team.
It's nice to give the kids a chance to get a taste of this.
Decent kick.
Nice kick. Taken by Kendall at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah.
But it's nice shutdown. He's still on his feet, still fighting for yardage. He was hit by number 9, Derek Webb, but he couldn't wrap him up. And Kendall kept fighting. He's not done.
That's a good gang tackle right there.
Slater swarming to the ball like you mentioned earlier, Coach. Finally pushed out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. And so the Devils will have the ball, 1st and 10. Sorry about that. Check that spot. They're going to put it right on the 35 and call it 1st and 10 with 10:29 left to go in the ball game.
It's like the same defense that was out there before, so.
Happy to say that and I hope I don't jinx this one, Coach. Happy to say that we haven't seen much of Mike Finnegan on this evening. Mike's the trainer here in Fairhaven, does an excellent job as an athletics trainer.
Yes.
Seems like we're pretty getting out of this healthy. When you get to this point of the season, you want to get out of games like this healthy. So number 15, the quarterback, Ethan Anderson, hands that off. That's number 11, Oliver Stanholzer. Tough sledding there against the Slater defense. Picks up a little bit of a yard. Bring up 2nd and a long 9 now for the Devils.
Tommy Buxton at linebacker, he wants to blitz. He's looking over the coach. I want to go, but
I want to go.
I think the blitzing's over with for this game.
A couple other of the Slaters, Aiden Goyette, number 53, now playing at defensive end. You've got number 78. That's Gavin Spencer playing the tackle. Anderson again in
the ball just came out again.
Ethan Anderson went to hand it off. Looks like that was number 9, Talon Chalmers, taking the handoff, bobbled the handoff, but was able to get back on it and get back to the line of scrimmage. So that brings up now 3rd and 10 for the Blue Devils. Coach Perry sends Mr. Connor LaFrancois in. Here comes Aiden Long into the defensive backfield. Devils break the huddle. Ethan Anderson, the quarterback, in the shotgun, has number 4, Cole Lynch, as his soul takes the pitch. Tries to go to the right.
Nice.
He's met there, number 30.
That was a nice play by the outside linebacker, Cole.
Oh, I'm sorry, Coach. That's 38.
Cole
Cole
Belden.
Belden. Yep, came up hard.
Made a nice play there.
As I said, Coach Perry spoke earlier very highly of this junior varsity group. He's got a good number of kids. They have good attitudes. They've been able to keep a pretty full schedule. 4th down and now 10 now for the Devils. Anderson takes a snap. Gets off a nice high spiraling punt. Slaters had nobody back really for that. Number 14 wants to watch that roll to a stop.
Yeah, they didn't put anybody back there deep. I didn't think they thought they would punt, but they.
That was a nice punt and roll.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing that you want to make sure you tell your young man, get away from that. So we're inside 7 minutes left to go in the ball game.
It's been running time to second half because of the lead that Fairhaven had, 40-0. So.
Slaters again, 46. Devils looking for their first score of the night. Here come the Slaters. Again, that's Easton Adams at the quarterback. He's got number 26, Aiden Wilkins as his tailback. Sends Anthony Zabo in motion. And Wilkins has a huge hole up the middle. Drives forward for pick up about 8 yards on a nice hole. Line to open up one of the nicest holes we've seen tonight. And Wilkins scooted through there for about 8 or 9 yards.
Yeah. Nice run for, he's another, they're high, they are high on these kids, and he's another one. He's a sophomore. He'll be a help next year.
Number 62, Jackson Beckwith, the center. Number 55, Tommy Buxton, the one guard. Number 74, that's Jeremiah Kirby at the other guard. Adams turns and hands it off to the right side. That's Anthony Zabo. He's out for about a 6-yard pickup. Moves the chains again for the Slaters. We talked about that full schedule. A lot of the programs around the area, Coach, are having a tough time filling that JV schedule. And it's so important for those kids to be able to get that game experience.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This is nice to be able to get this, but to have, when a game's on the line, you want your kids to be playing football.
You never know. The time comes, you may be throwing in there.
Yep. And just to gain that experience, it's nice for these kids to get this experience in the rivalry game to go forward. Again, Adams sends Zabo, and Zabo now takes a handoff and a sweep around the right-hand side. It's going to pick up about 6 or 7 yards on a nice run around the right-hand side.
I told my son Joel, he's the JV coach, I said, Dad, you've got freshmen there. You're going to be able to punch them right in next year as sophomores, right into the varsity mix, because they're good athletes, but they're smart football players. They seem to pick this stuff up well, and
number 22, Jacob Torrey, comes out wide here to the left-hand side for the Slaters. Adams under center, hands it to Zabo out of the tailback position. He makes a nice little cuts upfield north and south, and picks up about 7 yards. Again, move the chains for the Slaters. Talk about the young kids getting this great experience. Coach Adam Perry couldn't say enough about his seniors when I spoke with him earlier today. 12 seniors, a great number to have. He said 9 of them had played for him for all 4 years. which is a nice thing to have. A lot of times you get seniors, they drop off the program, and it's nice to have that number of kids stay with you for 4 years. Again, coach's first year as the head coach, but certainly not his first year coaching in Fairhaven. Adams takes the snaps and pitches it out to number 7. That's Evan Spanos motoring on the left side. Nice run around the left-hand side. He's finally pushed out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. A little bit of an altercation out of bounds.
Well,
just
that's
a little bit of a something there, Coach.
Yeah, that's the problem they are having a little bit with.
I think the young man making the tackle continued to tackle a little bit more, and so after the play is over, that's going to be unsportsmanlike on the Slaters. That'll bring the ball back. So the result of the play will be a first down, but we'll move 15 yards from that spot back. It'll be 1st and 10 again for the Slaters.
There's good leadership down there on the sideline now. Evan just got the 15 because he got a little mouthy with the tackler. Now the seniors are over there talking to him. Max took him under his wing there and just, Yep.
Nice constructive leadership, like you pointed out, Coach. Again, you talked earlier what a fine young man both of those boys are. Nice families. That Mahar, Calvi, Cahill family. And that's the senior leadership that you need.
That's right, correct. He's done a nice job.
And we were talking earlier, Coach, it's different than back in my day. These kids all know each other. They know each other through different things. They're involved in different teams. They're involved in different clubs. They know each other through social media. Back in, I can speak for my day when we hardly knew kids from other towns. It was a real rivalry.
Yeah.
These kids know each other, and they're friends with each other.
Yeah, friends.
And kids who go to Stafford Technical Center together.
Yeah. And it's not just, football players with football players. If you look up and down the side, you'll see the soccer teams, both the girls and the boys. And I know in the soccer games, the boys go out, they support each other. They're good, close friends, even though they play different sports. It's healthy to see.
So, Coach, we're running down under a minute and a half here.
Yeah. On
our inaugural commentary broadcast here on the web. Hopefully things have gone well. I'd like to thank Jesse Cahill. I'd like to thank Chris Cole. I'd like to thank Eric Ramey for putting this together. Walter's last name. Walter Ripley, who put together the technology here. Great folks here at Slate Valley Union High School putting this together for us. Thanks to Coach Leo Hutchins for manning the camera for us, doing a fabulous job with that. Coach Perry, when we first talked about this, yours was the first name on the list to have come in and do this, and I really appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of fun.
New experience. Been a lot of fun.
It's worked well at our end. The technology has worked fabulously. We had a great night for football. Certainly from the Fairhaven perspective, it's ended really well. Hopefully it sounded good to the folks who are listening to us. I'm sure they'll let us know, good, bad, or indifferent. So Easton Adams again in the shotgun. He hands it off to number 25. That's Connor LaFrancois. He's trying to get around the right end. Does get around the corner. Then he's met by a horde of Devils. Stays in bounds. Clock's going to run, and that should do it. So again, the Slaters started early. Gabe Bates takes the opening kickoff 70 yards. A center's dream, no doubt about it. Slaters got touchdowns from Sam Cahill, from Max Cahill. Nice little handoff, inside run to Adam Williams on a senior night touchdown. Fairhaven popping on all cylinders. For the Blue Devil side, Division III playing Division II is always going to be a struggle. We talked about how this game, records never matter, divisions never matter. They never back down. They never stop playing hard. Great showing by both teams. Now they look to their playoff opportunities. We know that the Devils are going to be traveling somewhere for their first playoff game. Slaters have a really good chance of being in the top 4 seeds and being here for a home playoff game next week. That's all going to be figured out and sugared off over the results of what happens between tomorrow and Saturday. 90 years. This is
years,
something
yeah.
special.
Yeah, no, it's been special. It's another one in the books, and hopefully it'll keep going for years to come. But you know, Poultney, I know they struggled a little bit tonight, but you could see that they still had some weapons. And it all depends. That right now, that Division III, Woodstock looks like it's pretty good, and BFA Fairfax, but you throw all the bait, they can beat them other teams. I mean, they can beat them others. So they can regroup after this and just have a good week of practice. They get an extra couple of days. They could be looking to go out and upset somebody.
New season starts again. They always play with heart.
Yeah, they do.
They always play with heart.
When I was coaching, we played Poultney. I said, I'll tell you one thing they're going to do. They're going to come up here and hit you, and they generally did. They were always a tough group.
Nice team. They didn't hurt themselves with a lot of penalties. Very few turnovers. A solid game. Again, for the Slaters, they're a solid team with a solid defense, a lot of weapons on offense, looking to make some noise.
All look good tonight. They did a lot of different things, they spread the ball around. A lot of people got touches, so they're probably going to end up the number 3 seed in Division II, so they'll have a home game next week, and we'll see what happens after that. But they're going to have a little extra time to lick their wounds and, get healthier. So I see there's a couple of their stars, they're gimping a little bit, so, get that stuff healed up.
The last season of the football season, Coach, you know how that goes.
Yeah, it does. It gets this time of year. If you're, you don't have black and blues, you haven't.
Coach, it was great doing this with you. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Hopefully we
Jack.
can do it again in the future.
Yep.
Hopefully this worked for you folks listening online and watching online. And from Thomas LaPlaca Field in Fairhaven, again, final score, Slaters 46, Blue Devils 0. Have a good night, all.